Good morning, my friends. Today's topic is a very, very serious topic. So I want you to be sure that you want to listen to something that's scientific, that is going to explain the future of mankind based on the behavior and biology of the mankind's past, and it's going to come to a startling conclusion. This is a relatively long podcast, may take some time, so I suggest before you start this one, get yourself a drink and sit down and relax, and then we'll start the show right away. But I promise you, if you've listened this all the way to the end, you will have a competitive advantage over other people for the rest of your life, all contained within one podcast. Here we go. This is what we're going to talk about, a phenomenon called SuperNormal stimulus. And the whole story started out with this animal here, what you can see on the screen. This is an Australian jewel beetle living in the desert of Western Australia. And this jewel beetle, those beetles you see on the picture are the male version of the jewel beetle. And they are programmed to look out for certain kind of signals, color, reflection in the sun and so on, to look for female jewel beetles to mate. Only when they find the female jewel beetle to mate, they will be able to produce babies for the next generation. That's the purpose of evolution of species lifespan. That's all we do. And that includes all the animals in the world. So this jewel beetle somehow is incredibly attracted to this particular type of beer bottle, empty beer bottle. So anyone who drive around in Australia can toss out this beer bottle on the roadside. What you're doing is you're decimating the population of this jewel beetle in your area. So how did that happen? It becomes basically indirectly a murderer of jewel beetles. So what happens here is when the jewel beetle flies around, he sees in the sunlight the reflection of this bottle, and certain quality of those beer bottle represents exaggerated version. Let me repeat, the exaggerated version of qualities that he's programmed to look out for in a female. So he finds those beer bottles that represents basically exaggerated version of a perfect mating partner, and they're just stuck to it. Even you place in a science experiment, even they place a perfectly normal, healthy female next to the beer bottle, the female gets ignored, and the jewel beetle male just go for this beer bottle. The outcome is simple. Wherever there's a bottle present and attract all the males for the mating process, female don't get inseminated, and therefore they die. The whole species in that area dies out. That's what happens. Now, how is this related to us humans, right? You must be thinking, what are you talking about here? Those beer bottle and the beetles. Beetles are dumb. I'm smart. I'm super smart. I'm a human being. Look, I can use computers. I can speak several languages. I can drive a car. I can fly a rocket to space. I'm smart, right? Yeah, you're smart. Yes, you are. However, there's a problem. We human beings are just as like any other animals. We're not immune to supernormal stimulus. Whenever certain type of supernormal stimulus present in our life, we get incredibly attracted to it, and we become basically addicted to that experience because it supersedes the normal experience. Example being, let's say the simplest example being junk food. Junk food as we have today is dominating the world, not because the advertising actually is in reality, it's because it's loaded with a signal of rare condition of salt, sugar, fat. Those, if you concentrate all in one, sometimes spicy, all in one, make them incredibly intense, it becomes very, very attractive for human beings for daily consumption. And our brain is not developed to tell ourselves logically that we shouldn't eat a hamburger, we shouldn't eat the fries, we shouldn't eat those special chips that's colored blue and is super spicy. In reality, our part of the brain that reacts to supernormal stimulus almost give us a command to crave those things. has something to do with dopamine release, serotonin, and other hormones and stimulus in your brain. But ultimately, we are programmed to react to certain things around us. And now the best example is what I want to show you here in pictures. Female bodies, let's call it that way. For males, the perfect female body is incredibly attractive. Once we have our puberty as a male, from basically 13, 14, all the way to until we die, basically, we are just attracted to the perfect female body. And this is something human has been working on since dawn of time. What you see on screen here is a 30,000-year-old statue, a small statue that you can hold in your hand. I believe the real reason for this to be formed was for let's say gratification purposes, personal gratification purposes. And it's the equivalent of the Playboy magazine from 30,000 years ago, what you see here. That's the Playboy magazine from 30,000 years ago. Some Stone-age man couldn't get laid, so instead they probably exchanged some meat and services for this figuring so they can experience the exaggerated, perfect female body. That's what it is. In fact, this figuring is still stirring up controversy. If you Google it, you will find out that recently Facebook actually banned the display of this figuring without the body being pixelated. And then later Facebook apologized after the owner of this figuring, which is a museum, has complained about this, that you shouldn't demand someone to cover up the 30,000-year-old stone figuring just because it's considered indecent exposure. That's how far we still can come. 30,000-year-old figurines from long time ago still up to controversy. Now, fast forward technology. Until recently, if someone wants to have his fantasies fulfilled, a male fantasy fulfilled, he has to dive into things like mangas, animes, or fake videos, actors, actresses, those things. Those fantasies get fulfilled. But in today's world, with the advent of photorealistic AI, for the first time ever, we have a super normal stimulus that our brain simply cannot differentiate between reality and fake. This is the greatest danger to mankind. This is also the greatest business opportunity of all time. Yesterday, I had a very extensive discussion with my son about this. And today, the podcast is all about this because I find this incredibly important. Anybody who understands the true potential of AI will understand this is a game changer. AI as a game changer for us. It impacts every aspect of life, not just sexual desire. That's only a small part. Everything else basically become questionable. I want you to imagine this. Imagine you have a bridal shop. So far, if you want to sell your clothing, you have to get a person in, get him try on or get her to try on, and then after trying on a few sets, then decide which one you want to go for. With AI, now with a click of a mouse, with a couple of keywords, you can upload the picture of your bride and try out the bridal clothing of the bride in any setting you want. You can literally create picture-perfect wedding photos without ever even met a person, for example. Or you want to be a social media influencer, you want to be big on Instagram, but you are a man. Let's say you are a man. So in principle, you can't even become super attractive for most of the men, unless you put some stupid makeups and do drag stuff. But let's just say you want to attract the normal audience, and the girls on Instagrams get the most audience by showing skins, workout clothing, all this stuff. Now, with AI, you can create the absolute perfect Instagram fitness model with everything tuned to the absolute perfect taste bud expectation of the widest possible audience. And then You can give her a voice with AI. She will be speaking. And once AI is advanced enough, you'll be able to create daily videos that this person will be vlogging. And then you control every single aspect of this AI, and then rack in dollars. You can literally, as a man, you can literally become a lingerie model for female products if you work hard on it, because you don't need to be present anymore. In any way, people can't tell the difference. So they are, or think about, you don't want perfection. You have some fetishes. Say you're into fantasy role playing, and so far you can only fulfill your fantasy desire by go online, play some video games that doesn't look realistic, or watch movies that's played by some people, but they're not perfect, not exactly where you want them to be. What about AI? With a click of a mouse, with a couple of keystrokes, you can create your perfect natural nymph in the forest of your choice, and she will do anything you want it to do. She will wear anything you want her to wear. Anything's possible, and all in the privacy of your house. Nobody needs to know if you don't want them to know. And you can have a fulfilling experience with the help of the voice AI, the physical AI, the picture AI, everything combined. This will be a unique experience just for you. Or for someone who like imperfection, you don't find a girl who has a porcelain skin is attractive. You want imperfection because that's your thing. No problem. You can have as much imperfection as you want. Anything is possible. 100% customizable. We have come a long way from 30,000 years ago to today, where yesterday I showed this picture that you guys see now on the screen. I showed this picture on the big screen to my son, asked him point blank if he's able to tell which one's real, which one's not. And these pictures that you guys see right now, he thought they are real. And he was the one who actually passed the test from the day before. And this one, I didn't set up as a test. He just assumed it wasn't real. I can tell you sincerely, if I didn't know all these pictures are AI, it's incredibly hard to tell it's an AI. Particularly if you imagine someone show me those pictures on the Instagram page. How many of people out there can tell this Instagram page is fake? I don't think there are many. This is the greatest evolutionary change of mankind. Basically, from now onwards, everything has to be triple verified. I cannot trust my eyes anymore because I know I'm not capable of differentiating between fake and real. I don't have that ability, and I believe neither does anybody else have. You can be as cynical as you want about this thing. You won't get fooled. Imagine your family member calls you on the phone and tell you there's a problem and you need to send $20,000 over, and the voice sounds exactly like the family member, and then they send you a video clip of that family member in certain situation. It looks real. You're going to send that money. But from here onwards, I will not believe anything unless physically I'm present, I've seen it for myself, and triple verified as well. This is at least my takeaway as a self-defense mechanism. From now onwards, I have to remind myself every day, now everything is fake. Not just something is fake. Everything is fake. As long as it's online, it's absolutely fake, and it's not going to give me any desired effect that I think it will give me. And I'm the one give permission to the world to lie to me. And people will lie to me with this technology, just like people with the previous technology has lied to us, and they will lie to us all in the future with the better technology. So keep that in mind. Think hard about what else in your life that could be a lie and work accordingly. And of course, business opportunities. But I want to cover the business opportunity in another podcast. Today, I just want to focus on the simple fact that we're being 100% manipulated now in every single aspect in life by SuperNormal stimulus. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic day.